I'll start talking now. Welcome everyone to Community Continuing Education for the 21st Century. My name is Debbie DeBacco. I'm the moderator for today's session, along with your presenters, Michael Mangone and Derek Sargent. We appreciate you joining us for this Community Continuing Education for the 21st Century session. Our intent is to provide you with information which you will find beneficial to your school or district. To allow you to make the most out of your session today, I'd like to give you a quick tour of the Zoom webinar control panel. The panel will look like the one on your screen. Your microphone will be muted, but we want you to feel free to raise your hand or ask a question in the chat or Q&A panel during the presentation. I will monitor both areas to alert our presenters and make them aware of any questions that come in. Now, I'll hand the presentation over to Mike and Derek.
Good morning, everyone. This is Derek Sargent. I'm a learning consultant and joined CypherWorx in June of 2022 and have been working with school districts and after-school programs in California to the system in professional development training for teachers, students, paraprofessionals, alumni, and the community. And I've been a sales consultant or learning consultant for the past 30 years.
Great, thanks, Derek. My name is Michael Mangone. I'm a learning consultant with CypherWorx. I have about 30 years of sales experience. I actually was in the payroll industry for quite some time, but since I joined CypherWorx, I've been really focusing on districts and schools on a nationwide level. So thanks again for joining the webinar today. Definitely appreciate it. So what I would like to discuss first is just a quick overview of our K-12 program. So really, before we get into the community education component of our actual program, it's important to give you a quick overview of our entire K-12 program. The CypherWorx K-12 program gives you more than 2,000 hours of content in 6 catalog categories. We're also ISET accredited provider, which allows us to offer continuing education units. So as you can see, we have the 6 different components. We have tech certification, professional development, safety, HR compliance, CDA and childcare, GED credit recovery, and also paraprofessional. What I would like to do is just actually show you the catalog so you can actually see the amount of courses that we're actually talking about. So the first catalog I'm going to show you is the K-12 catalog. So with this, shows the table of contents. It has tech certification, GED credit recovery, professional development, HR compliance, CDA, and childcare. These programs are great for community education, especially if you do not have a community education plan program in place, or you're looking to actually enhance it. For tech certification, this is great. Let's just say for a student that's going to be graduating from high school, they have an interest in technology. They're not too sure about going to college, but they want to get into the tech field. So with these tech certification courses, they're able to do that. And as you can see, there's literally almost about 100 different courses that they can actually take care of. And then we go into the GED credit recovery, professional development. So this is going to cover a lot of things from business ethics, correcting performance problems. Also, managerial leadership courses are involved. Then we go into the safety side of the catalog. It's everything from adult and child CPR to heat illness. So as you can see, the catalog keeps on going. So there's a decent amount of courses that we're offering. At the end of this presentation, if you're interested, we can actually get this catalog over to you. Now, the next catalog, everybody's really excited about this. This is our paraprofessional catalog. So right now we have 40 different courses for paraprofessionals. And the reason that organizations are actually excited about the paraprofessional courses, because there's really nothing out in the marketplace that currently caters to the paraprofessional market. So those are a couple of our catalogs. So to actually continue the program, the overview of the K-12 program, the way that we can actually get the content over to you, there's a few ways we can actually do that. So we can actually provide it to you by setting up a private learning content management system for your district. And this would actually allow access through APIs, single source sign-on, or SFTP. We can also provide the content with your own existing learning content management system. If you're a PowerSchool provider, we can actually upload the courses to PowerSchool. And on top of that, just to let you know, so for the students and also the parents, we actually have a dedicated site for them to access the program. Training for all your school district audiences. So this program encompasses learning and training for students, parents, teachers, and alumni. And what does that result in? Community. So what you're doing is you're giving back to the community. You are creating a community education program for them to benefit the entire community itself. Best of all, we have made this extremely affordable. Being affordable is really important to us. We have priced the program based on student enrollment. So you can actually get all of the 2,000 plus hours of course content, along with our learning content management system, and access for all of your audiences at an affordable rate. And if you are actually a PowerSchool user, there are discounts available. What I would like to do now is just give you a brief history of community education. So when we actually developed the community education component of our K-12 program that we're talking about today, we explored the history of community education in the US to really get an understanding how we could take the best of the past and bring it into the 21st century. Continuing education or adult education in the US has evolved very differently than formal schooling. Historically, adult education programs have arisen to meet specific needs, not as part of an overall design of education for the country. Now, I'm just going to touch upon the 5 different categories that you see on top about the history. First, Ben Franklin, he is sometimes referred to as the father of adult education. In 1727, he actually formed a weekly discussion group called the Junto. Then we go on to the Lyceum movement. This actually flourished between 1826 and 1839. It was started by Josiah Holbrook, and it comprised a series of lectures and town forums throughout the small towns of New England, and later extended to other parts of the country. Then we move on to the co-op extension. So through a series of congressional acts in the period between the Civil War and World War I, the co-op extension system, a nationwide non-credit educational network, was formed. The system still operates today by providing research-based information to agricultural producers, small business owners, youth, consumers, and others in the rural areas and communities of all sizes. Then we go on to the Chautauqua movement. The Chautauqua movement, which began with the formation of a summer camp for Sunday school teachers in 1847, quickly evolved to include adult education in the fields of arts, culture, science, and politics. Chautauquas were established across the East and Midwest, and traveling Chautauquas began visiting rural communities. Millions of people attended a Chautauqua before the movement ended in mid-1920s. Then we jump all the way ahead to the 1970s, and beginning in the 1970s, at the same time the term continuing education became popular, universities and colleges expanded the variety and scope of non-credit offerings. Within 30 years, the number of adults participating in this kind of continuing education would actually triple. So what constitutes great community education? So when we actually talked to leading experts and we were trying to get a understanding of really what constitutes great community education, this is what they told us that we needed in our program to be successful and also to accomplish. Encourage increased use of educational resources, easy access to curriculum and materials, inclusive programs and content that support the social, health, culture, and recreational needs of all ages and sectors of the community. Develop content that fosters lifelong learning. Broad range of education content and programs to meet a wide range of community needs. Provide a responsive, community-based system for access to education programs. Include systems that facilitate homeschool community communication. And lastly, allow the community to see how investments in schools support them. What we would like to do now is take a poll to really help us understand which of the community education components matter most to you. So we're going to give you about a minute to complete this. Great. Thanks, everybody, for participating in the poll. So based on the responses, the top 3 results were provide a responsive community-based system for access to education programs, include systems that facilitate homeschool community communication, and then lastly, allow the community to see how investments in schools support them. So thanks again for participating in the poll. What I would like to cover now is actually the way that we actually use resources through a responsive design, meaning that with our platform, along with our courses, are all mobile friendly. So that means you're able to do the coursework on your phone, on your tablet, on your PC, etc. And I would like to turn this over to Derek now.
Thank you, Mike. The next section I'd like to cover is the content that fosters lifelong learning. This is a broad range of content that we offer, allows community members to take courses to prepare for technology certifications so they can advance in their current career or explore a new one. You can also take professional development and life skill courses to learn skills like management, leadership, job success, and more. You can also take courses they may need compliance in their current jobs or for new careers such as non-harassment, food safety, OSHA, and more. You can do it to learn skills to help in their parenting or explore training in after school or early childcare, such as completing the entire Child Development Association credential curriculum. And you can also do it to take a course to prepare them for their GED. We have inclusive programs and content that support the community. You can see the 12 different areas of topics. Our content and learning content management system meet the WCAG 2.0 level AAA compliance, which means we go beyond standard Section 508 government compliance to offer the highest level of inclusivity. What is WCAG compliance? It's Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, defines how to make web content more accessible to people with disabilities. Accessibility involves a wide range of disabilities, including visual, auditory, physical, speech, cognitive, language, learning, and neurological, disabilities. We also have access to resources and educational programs. We make access to our content easy for our customers to learn. As stated in our overall program description, we provide the content to your school or district in a variety of ways to make it easy for you. We can set up a private learning content management system site for your district and allow access through APIs, a single sign-on, or an SFTP. We can provide the content within your existing learning management system provider. We can provide content through PowerSchool. And we can dedicate access sites for students, community, and parent/guardian access for both. We also have a broad range of education content, as you can see, student, parent, teacher, alumni, and the community as a whole. As you've seen, as we went through the catalogs of our course offerings, the education content we offer provides everything your community needs, from parents earning their GED, to alumni earning a CDA credential, to students earning IT certificates, and for seniors taking courses in areas of interest, all in an interactive, mobile-friendly way that is accessible on any device. Facilitates homes, school, community, and conversations. The CypherWorx K-12 program allows you to reach out to your community and offer more options for them to connect to your school or district. By engaging them to access the content and learn more from your school or district, you will be provided more engagement in a positive manner and allowing them to see how you support all members of your school community. See how the community sees how tax investments in schools benefits them as well. By offering more to your community, people see how their tax investment is being used, not only benefit for the families that have students in a district, but also how the money they invest in their schools can help them as well. Here is some quality content that I'd like to cover, as our courses include scenario-based learning, interactive elements to engage active learning. And what I'd like to do is show you one of our job success training courses right now. Can everybody see that? Perfect. Let me keep walking through. So here's an introduction. Here's just a snapshot of the job success of what we have. And I'll walk you through this. As you can see, you can come through.
Course, you will learn some tips and strategies for succeeding in your job, whatever it might be. You will learn how to get the most out of your employment as well as how to better contribute as an employee. You will also learn to recognize the importance of workplace communication skills and their development.
The nice thing about this is we have forced navigation, and you can kind of learn at your own pace. So if it's something you have to go back, or you missed something, or something didn't, you didn't kind of grab or grab the concept of it, you can always go back and do it again. As you can see, I can continue onto the objectives, and it walks through everything. Like I said, we have forced navigation. I'll go to continue as well. Looking at the objectives, you can play another video, listen to it. And also we have some interactive, the basic steps of open this up. So it gives you a snapshot of each one to do your job. Follow the rules. You can go through the whole thing. You can see all the different interactions that we have. And it's forced navigation, so you have to open every single up so you understand the content and delivery of our training. And it makes you walk through. Once you go through that, you take step by step, go to the next one. As you can see, it makes you, with the forced navigation, to put that through. This is just a test, kind of put it through. hit the continue button. And it just walks you through right through the process. As we go down, the nice thing about this is not only does the force navigation give you the time and walk you through the whole process of the training, it's very interactive. And at the end, you'll take a final quiz, you'll get a summary, and then you'll get a certificate, which will be on your record so you can obtain it, or your administrator that runs through can do it as well. Let me go back to the presentation. Back on quality content, like we talked about, was the knowledge check. Our courses include multiple exams, knowledge checks, and other assessments to assess the learner's competency in the course content they just completed. Exams are created and maintained by our subject matter expert and instructional design team to test learner competency on course objectives. Many courses include tables that match each test question to the content it covers to give the learner the opportunity to review any content they haven't mastered. Most courses include learner reflection boxes for learners to record and review their reflections. And remember, everything can be accessible on any device. So if it's something you have to go back to or you missed, you have an appointment, you can always go back and do that as well. We also have, this is for New York State. Our next two slides are for New York State. The first one is CypherWorx has a K-12 program, is eligible for the COSER reimbursement through Monroe No. 1 BOCES. COSER is an approved cooperative agreement to establish a shared service between a BOCES and 2 or more districts. These services are provided at a request of component districts to respond to an established need and must be shared. Services should be coefficient and effective. And this is something that is, as I said, just for New York State school districts. We also have, CypherWorx is also Ed Law 2 compliant. The Education Law Section 2D, known among New York school districts, provides guidance to education agencies and their third-party contractors on ways to strengthen data privacy and security to protect students and annual professional performance review data. We have taken all these steps to ensure Ed Law 2D compliance. You can see on the screen above all the different areas that are required. Even through third parties are not required to have data protection officer, we have taken additional steps of having employees certified as data protection officers. So we're coming to the conclusion of our webinar. Myself, Derek Sargent, Mike McGowan, we were very appreciative that you take the time to out of your busy schedule to attend our webinar. We are accessible. You can see our contact information on the screen right now. You can email, call us. If you have any questions, any documentation, and we will follow up and give any information that you guys might need, and we can do a one-on-one session if need be. Again, we thank you for joining the webinar today, and we look forward to working with you. Have a great day.